and there are truth. And the irony is it's not always easy to tell the difference between the two. You know, the beauty of the internet is that literally billions of stories are readily available at our fingertips. But are all of them always true? Even stories that come from typically reputable sources, like scientists or government agencies, we should be able to trust people like this. However, this last year has taught us anything. It's taught us that, man, it's hard to know who to trust. For example, if I began a sentence with this phrase, the CDC says, it would instantly polarize the audience, because you'd be wondering, like, okay, what angle is he coming at this from? So in light of that, I was researching some funny headlines from the news, things that should be true, and not all of them are true. For example, here's some fake news article headlines. Boeing CEO admits that the company made a mistake by including automatic self-destruct function on all their 737 MAX planes. Another fake news story. Sony reveals that PlayStation 5 will feature fully functioning breakfast sandwich maker. Another one. All U.S. spacecraft are going to be replaced with high-speed trains by 2030. Fake news, right? Here's some actually, ironically, true news headlines, as hard as they are to believe. Bear breaks into car and drives down a hill in Colorado. Family making funeral plans for relative shocked when he shows up at the barbecue. Gillette reveals that they recalled a number of razors because they were too sharp. Here's the thing, something to think about. With all this misinformation out there, or even weird information out there, what impact does it have on the truth, on what you believe about what is true? For the last few weeks, we've been talking about who Jesus is and what he's like and what he claims to be, no matter what other people are talking about. And we talked about how Jesus is God. And we also talked about how Jesus is Savior. But today we want to talk about something slightly different, how Jesus is the truth. Many people believe that the truth doesn't even matter. In fact, some people would say the truth doesn't even exist, at least in an objective sense. Like, what's true for you may not be true for me, and it's not possible for truth to be true for everyone.
This isn't a new debate. In fact, a guy named Pontius Pilate actually engaged Jesus when he was talking to him about the crimes that he did or did not commit. You see, the religious leaders wanted Jesus to be killed, but they couldn't do it themselves, so they took him to the governor, Pilate, and asked him to do it. And Pilate was asking him questions, and Jesus was very truthful in the answers to those questions, but Pilate was just more and more confused. And eventually, Pilate asked the question, what is truth? And Jesus claimed that he was the truth. And that's something we as believers still believe today, that Jesus is the truth. Matter of fact, that's not the first time that Jesus even said that. If we look ahead or back a few chapters in John, chapter 14, 1 through 7, Jesus said this: "Don't let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God and trust also in me. There is more than enough room in my Father's home. If this were not so, would I have told you that I am going to prepare a place for you? When everything is ready, I will come and get you, so that you will always be with me where I am. And you know the way to where I am going." "No, we don't, Lord," Thomas said. "We have no idea where you are going, so how can we know the way?" Jesus told him, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one can come to the Father except through me. If you have really known me, you would know who my Father is. From now on, you do know him and have seen him." What Jesus was saying there was really profound, and his followers were still stumped and confused. They wanted to go where he was going, but they were confused. Where are you going? Where is this place? How should we get there? What time do we need to get there? All these things that's running through their brains. And Jesus assures them that they actually do know the way already because they know him. He's the one true way to God.
Maybe you're thinking, okay, fine. I'm convinced that Jesus claimed to be the truth, but what does that mean for me? Why does that even matter? How can I know Jesus is the truth in my own life? Here's what I find so interesting about the way Jesus talks about truth. Jesus didn't give us a textbook that gives us all the answers. He didn't give us a textbook filled with all of the things to memorize to know that he's the truth. He gave us himself, and he invited us to get to know him. You can have a personal relationship with truth, and the truth will set you free. When we know Jesus, we know truth, and his truth sets us free. It'll set us free from the power of sin and death, free from believing lies about God and ourselves and others, free from anger and guilt and shame and fear and brokenness and unforgiveness or anything else that keeps us captive. Jesus is truth, and his truth sets us free.